All right, let's jump into another deep dive. Today we're looking at Shopware, this e-commerce platform I keep hearing about. We've got this guide here, 1,000 Ways to Hustle, and they go all in on Shopware. But what really grabbed my attention is this open source thing. Wait, the core software is free.
That's right. The community edition is totally free to use.
So I can build my whole online store and skip those crazy monthly fees.
The real power of open source goes way beyond just saving money.
Okay.
Think of it like you own the blueprint to your store.
Interesting way to look at it. I'm so used to platforms that just handle everything for me. So what kind of control are we talking about here?
Full customization. You want to tweak the design to perfectly match your brand? Go for it. Need a totally unique feature? No problem. You or a developer can build it right in. You're not stuck with what the platform gives you.
So it's not like picking from a menu. It's more like a blank canvas.
Exactly. And you have a toolbox full of possibilities. You can even integrate Shopware with other systems you're already using, like your CRM or inventory management software. And if you need a specific feature, there's this huge ecosystem of plugins. It's like an app store for your store.
Okay, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm not a coding whiz. Wouldn't all this customization require, like, serious tech skills?
That's a fair point. The community edition is free and super flexible, but yeah, it needs some technical expertise, especially if you want to go beyond just the basic setup. It's kind of like building your dream house from scratch. You have total control, but you need those skills or the resources to make it happen.
So maybe not for the casual DIYer. But what about businesses who need all that customization, but they don't have their own tech team?
That's where the different Shopware editions come in. It's like choosing the right tools for the job.
Okay.
The guide, 1,000 Ways to Hustle, they break down these three main editions: community, professional, and enterprise.
Whoa, hold on. Different versions. Okay, let's break that down. I'm definitely intrigued, but also a bit confused. What are the big differences? And who are they actually for?
The community edition, it's like your trusty toolbox. Free, gives you all those core e-commerce features to get started, perfect for startups, small businesses, or those who are, comfortable with code and want to build their own thing.
And support. I imagine with open source, you're relying a lot on, community forums and documentation.
Exactly.
If something goes wrong, does the professional edition offer more direct help?
Exactly. You get manufacturer support with that one. Could be a lifesaver. If your business needs a bit more hand-holding, plus it unlocks features like shopping worlds, and that's where it gets really interesting from a marketing perspective.
Okay, shopping worlds. I need to understand that better. What is a shopping world exactly?
Imagine you can create these dynamic landing pages that actually change based on who's viewing them. Let's say you're a clothing retailer, right?
Yeah.
A customer who usually buys athletic wear, they could see a completely different storefront than someone who's, browsing your formal dresses.
Wait, the store actually adapts to each shopper? That sounds incredibly personalized, but wouldn't that take, a ton of work to set up manually?
That's the beauty of it. With Shopware's shopping worlds, you can create those personalized experiences, but you just use a drag-and-drop interface, no coding needed. You can personalize based on time of day, the customer's location, even the weather. Imagine showing raincoats to shoppers in rainy areas.
Okay, that is pretty slick. So the professional edition, it's like leveling up your toolbox with some power tools and helpful assistant. But what about enterprise? That's for the e-commerce giants, right?
Exactly. The enterprise edition is for businesses that have complex needs and the budget to match. Think large companies with multiple brands, international operations, high volume of transactions. They get dedicated support, B2B features, and high-level scalability.
Okay. All right. So our toolbox analogy is working. Community's the starter kit, professional for those growing businesses, and enterprise is the, ultimate workshop. But where do we actually set up shop? The guide mentions self-hosting versus cloud hosting. I always get lost with those terms.
It's like deciding, are you going to build your house on your own land or move into a fully serviced apartment building?
Okay.
Self-hosting gives you complete control. You choose the server, the operating system, all the technical stuff.
So it's like the freedom to customize everything about your house.
Right.
But also means I'm responsible for maintenance,
You got it.
security, and all the headaches, too.
Self-hosting's great for businesses that have the technical skills and resources to manage all of their own infrastructure.
Okay.
It can be more cost-effective, but it comes with greater responsibility.
And what about the cloud option? Is that like moving into that luxury condo?
Exactly. Shopware Cloud is their managed hosting solution. They take care of all the technical things: security, updates, backups. You can scale your resources easily. as your business grows. So less control, but more convenience and peace of mind.
Precisely. It's a trade-off. You give up some control over the infrastructure, but you're gaining ease of use and potentially saving a lot of time and headaches. And 1,000 Ways to Hustle mentions this thing called headless commerce.
Headless commerce. Okay, that sounds a little intimidating. Can you explain it in a way that doesn't make me picture a disembodied storefront?
Don't worry, no actual beheadings involved. Think of it this way. Traditionally, your online store's front end, the part that customers see, it's tightly coupled with the back-end system that handles all the data and logic. Headless commerce separates the two.
So what's the advantage there? Why would I want to detach my store's head from its body?
It gives you a whole world of flexibility, especially in today's multi-channel world.
Okay.
Let's say you want to sell your products through a mobile app, a voice assistant, or even like a virtual reality experience. With headless commerce, you can use Shopware as your powerful e-commerce engine while designing completely custom front-end experiences. So it's like having a central brain that manages all the products, orders and customer data.
That's a great analogy.
And then I can just create different faces for my store.
And it's especially appealing for businesses.
Depending on where I want to sell.
That want to push the boundaries of online shopping and create truly unique and innovative experiences. Think interactive product configurators.
Okay.
Personalized shopping assistants. Even integrating your products into video games.
Okay, now that's exciting.
Yeah.
But before we go too far into futuristic shopping, we need to understand those core features that make Shopware work. Shopping Worlds definitely caught my attention. What else makes this platform stand out?
One feature that really impressed me, and 1,000 Ways to Hustle highlights it, is customer streams. It's about segmenting your customers based on their behavior, their preferences, and purchase history.
So instead of sending the same marketing blast to everyone, I can actually tailor my messages to different shoppers.
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly powerful, but how does that work in practice?
Imagine this. You group all the customers who frequently buy your organic cotton t-shirts into a sustainable fashion lovers stream. You could send them targeted emails about new eco-friendly products, exclusive discounts, or even invite them to a special event focused on sustainability.
I see how that could be huge for building loyalty and getting repeat business. But isn't setting up that kind of segmentation complex?
Not with Shopware. The platform makes it super easy to define your customer segments. Based on a ton of different criteria, you can even automate it. So customers are added to the right streams based on what they do.
Wow, that could save so much time. So we've got personalized shopping experiences with Shopping Worlds, targeted marketing with customer streams. What else is in Shopware's bag of tricks?
Well, there's a similar concept called product streams. It lets you dynamically group products based on certain rules. Let's say you want to create a trending now section on your homepage. That automatically updates with your best-selling items. You can do that with product streams.
So it's like having an automated merchandising assistant.
Yeah.
That's constantly curating the best products.
1,000 Ways to Hustle also mentions
For different sections of my store.
Shopware's built-in SEO features,
Okay.
which can be a huge advantage for getting found online.
Right, because what good is a great store if no one can find it? SEO can be a bit of a mystery to me. What does Shopware actually do to make my store Google-friendly?
They've really thought about it from the beginning. For example, Shopware creates SEO-friendly URLs automatically, makes it easier for search engines to understand each page.
So I don't have to create those weird, cryptic URLs
Right
that
there.
no one can understand.
Plus, Shopware supports something called schema markup.
Okay.
It's a way of adding extra information to your pages to help search engines understand your content better.
Okay, but I'm still a little fuzzy on what schema markup is and why it matters.
Think of it like adding labels to the different parts of your website. You're basically telling Google, hey, this is a product, this is the price, these are the customer reviews.
So it's like speaking Google's language so they can categorize and rank my website.
Exactly.
Right.
And that can make a big difference in your search engine visibility, which means more traffic and sales.
All right, this is starting to click. But before we get lost in SEO, I want to hear more about those plugins we talked about before. What kinds of things can I add to my Shopware store with plugins?
Think of it like giving your store superpowers. There are plugins for everything. Want to integrate with specific payment gateways like Stripe or PayPal? There's a plugin. Need advanced shipping options?
Oh.
Plugin. Looking to create awesome email campaigns? that automate your marketing. You guessed it, there's a plugin for that too.
It's like a buffet of features, so I can create a store that perfectly fits my needs. But with so many options, how do I even know where to begin?
That's a great question, and one we'll dig into after a quick break. When we come back, we'll explore those Shopware plugins, talk about setting up your store, and even dive into some key marketing strategies. Stay tuned.
Okay, I'm ready to hear more about these plugins, the ones that can give my Shopware store superpowers.
It's like browsing an app store.
1,000 Ways to Hustle mentions them. But
it's for your store.
I need the details. Where do I even find these things?
Shopware has its own plugin marketplace,
And how do I know which ones are worth adding?
where you can find hundreds of extensions,
Hundreds.
both free and paid,
Wow, that's a lot to go through.
to add all sorts of functionality.
Any tips for navigating that marketplace
Think about what you need
and finding the gems?
and your pain points. What are the areas you could use help with? Or some automation. Do you need to streamline shipping,
Okay.
integrate with a specific marketing platform, or maybe add a customer loyalty program?
Right, so start with the problem and then find the plugin solution.
Right.
But how do I know if a plugin's reliable?
Absolutely.
Are there, like,
The Shopware marketplace has a great rating system.
reviews or ratings?
You can see what other users are saying, check out the developer's reputation. You can even look for plugins officially certified by Shopware
Okay,
for quality and security.
that makes me feel better. So let's say I found some promising plugins. Is installing them as easy as clicking a button?
Shopware has made it super easy.
Or does it get more complicated?
For a lot of plugins, it really is just a few clicks. You install and manage them right from your Shopware admin panel.
That's good to hear. I was worried about having to mess with code or server settings or something. But once those plugins are working, I guess it's time to focus on the heart of it all.
Absolutely.
The products.
You can have the prettiest website and the best marketing. But if you don't present your products well, you're not going to make sales.
Right. It all comes back to those product listings. What makes a product listing really shine online?
Think of your product listing
I know good photos are key, but what else?
as a tiny storefront for that one item. You need to grab the shopper's attention, show off the features and benefits,
Okay.
and ultimately convince them they absolutely have to have it.
So it's more than just a pretty picture and a simple description. How do I make those products irresistible?
Start with the visuals. Professional quality photos are a must. Show the product from different angles, zoom in on the details, even consider those lifestyle shots
Lifestyle shots, yeah.
that show it in use.
It's like helping the customer
Yeah,
imagine
exactly.
themselves using it.
But even the best photos need a great product description. This is where you really sell the benefits and answer any questions the shopper might have.
Okay, confession time. I sometimes struggle with writing those descriptions. I get stuck just listing features
Yeah.
and specifications. How do I write copy that actually gets people to buy?
Think about your audience. What are their problems? What are they looking for in a product like yours? Use language that they connect with and show how your product solves their problems.
So instead of saying, this backpack has a 20-liter capacity,
Exactly.
I could say,
You're selling a feeling,
this spacious backpack can easily fit everything you need for a weekend getaway.
an experience. Paint a picture with your words. And don't be afraid to put some personality in there.
Okay, so it's about telling a story, not just listing specs.
No.
But how do I make sure people actually find my products? We talked about SEO before.
Shopware's built-in SEO features
But can you give me more details about how Shopware helps with Google?
give you a solid foundation. For instance, it's easy to add alt text to your images,
Right, because Google can't see images like we do.
Yeah.
So we need to give it context.
which helps search engines understand what they're about.
What else can I do for SEO in Shopware?
Pay attention to your product titles and descriptions. Use relevant keywords that people are actually searching for, but keep your copy sounding natural
Got it.
and engaging, not robotic.
So please the shoppers. And the search engine bots too. But even with the best SEO, we can't just wait for people to find us.
That's where marketing comes in.
What about actively driving traffic to my Shopware store?
And social media is your best friend for e-commerce.
Right, building community, connecting with people.
Think beautiful visuals,
But with so many social media platforms,
engaging videos,
how do I know where to focus?
behind-the-scenes stuff that shows your brand's personality. It depends on your audience. Are they on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter? Do your research. Find out where your ideal customers are hanging out.
Tailor the platform to the people. But what kind of content should I create to grab their attention and get them to visit my store?
Think about what makes you unique. What are your values? What problems do you solve? Share your story. Showcase your products. Don't be afraid to have fun. Get creative.
Okay, so I've created amazing social media content. It's driving traffic, people are browsing, adding things to their carts, and then they abandon those carts.
Abandoned carts
That's got to be frustrating.
are a common problem. What can I do about that?
But Shopware has some powerful features to fight back. You can set up automatic email reminders
Ooh, that's a good idea.
that gently nudge people
Like a little reminder saying, hey, you forgot something awesome.
to finish their purchase.
But what if they abandon their cart?
That's where personalization comes in.
Because of shipping costs or something.
You can tailor those reminders
Yeah.
based on what's in their cart or their past browsing.
Okay.
Maybe offer free shipping or a small discount to bring them back. It seems like Shopware has an answer for everything, but even with those emails, some folks just aren't ready to buy yet.
That's where email marketing comes in.
How do I stay top of mind?
1,000 Ways to Hustle really emphasizes
And nurture those leads over time.
building an email list, providing valuable content that keeps people engaged. Think newsletters, exclusive offers, product updates, even behind-the-scenes looks at your business.
Right, it's about relationships and value,
Yeah.
not just bombarding them with sales emails. But how do I even get people to sign up for my list?
That's where lead magnets come in.
I'm the Beyonce. People aren't just handing over their emails.
Offer something irresistible. In exchange for their email, could be a discount, free shipping, an exclusive guide, even a fun quiz
A quiz. That's a great idea.
related to your products.
People love those. And it's a way to learn more about them, too. Let's be real, though. All this marketing can be a bit overwhelming.
Absolutely.
I'm just one person running a business.
There's this whole ecosystem
Are there tools to help manage all this?
of marketing automation tools that work seamlessly with Shopware. They can help you schedule social media, send targeted emails, analyze results, so much more.
So I can have a virtual marketing team
Yeah.
working for me while I focus on other things. But even with all that and great products, I can't escape the logistics of getting orders out the door.
Shopware has some great built-in features for managing orders.
What can Shopware do to help with fulfillment and shipping?
But there are plugins that
Yeah.
can really boost things. Imagine printing shipping labels in bulk, auto-generating packing slips, even getting real-time shipping quotes
Wow, that would save a ton of time.
from multiple carriers.
But what about when a product is out of stock?
Stockouts happen,
Those, sorry, can't fulfill your order. Emails are the worst.
but Shopware can help you handle them smoothly. You can set up back orders
Okay.
so customers can still order, even if something's temporarily out of stock.
That's a smart way to avoid losing sales. But what about keeping those customers in the loop?
Transparency is key.
I know I get impatient when I don't know when to expect my order.
Shopware lets you send automated updates, keeping them informed at every step. You can even provide tracking information so
Oh.
they can follow the package.
I'm really seeing how Shopware makes things smooth for my customers.
Yeah.
But as my business grows, I'm a little intimidated by managing it all myself.
Scaling is a great problem to have.
At what point do I need to think about scaling
It means you're doing well,
and hiring help?
but it does require a change in mindset. You need to think about building systems and processes that can handle more orders and customers.
Right, so less doing it all myself, more creating a system that can run on its own, even as it grows.
Right.
But where do we even start with that?
That's a big question, and one we'll explore after a quick break. When we're back, we'll talk about scaling your Shopware business, from automation to hiring the right people to outsourcing. Stay tuned.
All right, we're back, and I'm ready to tackle this scaling thing. It's exciting to imagine my Shopware store taking off, but to be honest, the thought of handling tons of orders
It's a natural feeling.
and customers is a little scary.
But scaling doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's about working smarter, not harder. And it starts with finding those bottlenecks.
Oh,
What's eating up all your time? Which processes are causing errors or slowing things down?
that's a good question. I think packing and shipping orders takes forever right now, and inventory management is a bit messy,
Those are common problems
especially with all the different suppliers
for growing businesses.
and products.
The good news is there are tools and strategies to make those processes better. For example, Shopware works with some inventory management systems
Right.
that can automate things like stock tracking, reorder points, even syncing your inventory across multiple sales channels.
Okay, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
I'm all for automating things, but I'm guessing there's a point
absolutely.
where I need to bring in some help.
Don't be afraid to delegate. Start by thinking about which tasks you can outsource or give to a virtual assistant. Things like answering customer emails, managing social media, or basic bookkeeping can often be done by someone else. That frees you up to focus on strategy and growing your business.
Right, because trying to do it all myself is recipe for burnout. How do I know when it's time to hire an actual employee?
Think about the areas where you're feeling overwhelmed.
And what kind of role should I look for first?
Are you having trouble keeping up with orders? Maybe you need a warehouse assistant or a shipping manager. Is customer service becoming too much?
Okay.
A dedicated customer support person could be a game changer.
So it's about finding those key roles. That'll take some pressure off. And let me focus on growing the business, not just keeping it alive. But hiring can be a big step, you know?
Start by really defining those responsibilities.
Especially for a small business. Any tips for that process?
And the skills you need for each role. Write clear job descriptions. Be upfront about what you expect.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask for help from other entrepreneurs or mentors who've been through this before.
Right, because hiring the wrong person could create more problems than it solves. So let's say I've got a great team now. Systems in place, orders are pouring in. How do I make sure we're not just surviving,
That's where data comes in.
but actually thriving?
Shopware has some powerful analytics that give you insight into all sorts of things, from sales trends to customer behavior.
Okay.
Are certain products doing way better than others? Is there a point in your checkout process where people bail?
So use the data to find areas to improve
Exactly.
and make better decisions.
Don't just rely on your gut. Let the data guide you. For example, if you see that customers who buy one product often buy another, you could create a bundle or suggest that second product during checkout.
Okay, I see how data can be a powerful tool. But with all that information, how do I know what to focus on?
Start with the basics.
Is it overwhelming?
Track your total sales, your conversion rate, and your average order value.
Okay.
Those are key indicators of how your store is doing.
Makes sense. But what about more specific data that can help me optimize my store and make things better for my customers?
Pay attention to things like customer lifetime value,
Okay.
how much money a customer spends with you over time, and customer acquisition cost, how much it costs you to get a new customer.
Right. Because getting new customers is great.
Those can help you make smart decisions about your marketing budget.
But keeping those existing customers coming back is even better.
And how you keep customers.
We've covered so much in this deep dive into Shopware,
It's been amazing.
from open source and those shopping worlds
Exploring this platform.
to the power of plugins and smart marketing, and even scaling our businesses with data and a great team.
What's really exciting is how Shopware helps businesses of all sizes to really own their online presence, create unique experiences for their customers,
I couldn't agree more.
and thrive in this ever-changing world of e-commerce.
I'm feeling inspired and ready to take my Shopware store to the next level. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. I hope you found it as insightful and empowering as I did. Now go build those e-commerce empires.